In collaboration with families and the community, Brenham ISD is committed to providing exceptional education for all students. As parents and guardians are faced with choosing remote or face-to-face instruction, this video will provide clarity on the two options. All BISD students will receive the same content, regardless of whether they choose remote or face-to-face learning. The way the lessons are taught will differ depending on if the student is remote or face-to-face. Based on the feedback the district has received, this slide provides clarity between remote learning and face-to-face learning. Although the delivery of the lesson may differ, the content will be the same. Remote learning will look very different from last spring. In remote learning, students will connect with the teacher virtually. Remote learning will utilize a digital format. Supplementary supplies will be provided as needed. Content is the same as face-to-face instruction. Your commitment is for a grading period, and assignments will be turned in digitally. For face-to-face learning, students will connect with the teacher in person. Content is delivered in person through various teaching strategies. Your commitment is for a grading period, and assignments can be turned in digitally and non-digitally. The next slides will take you through a daily lesson to explain each component in more detail, comparing the two options as they pertain to your child's campus. Both remote and face-to-face learning will have a connect component. For remote learning, the student will connect with the teacher on Google Classroom through a Google Meet link. This screenshot shows an example of what could look like in Google Classroom. For face-to-face learning, the student will connect with the teacher in the classroom face-to-face. The district has outlined requirements that will be present in all pre-K through 12 lessons, using common classroom vocabulary. On your screen are two examples of how you could see the content organized when logging into Google Classroom. In these two examples, you can see, although organized differently, the common classroom vocabulary of Teaks, Elps, Wicker, learn, practice, check is still present. Keep in mind, for our elementary students, you will not see a Wicker component. Let's take a look at the learn component of the lesson. For remote learning, the learn sections of the lesson may include teacher-created videos, other instructional videos, or scheduled real-time, live via Google Meet instruction. For face-to-face learning, the learn section of the lesson may include teacher-delivered lessons, varied instructional deliveries, and technology such as Chromebooks, iPads, etc. Now let's look at the practice section of the lesson. For remote learning, the practice section of the lesson may include digital self-checks for student understanding with timely feedback. For face-to-face learning, the practice section of the lesson may include a self-check for student understanding with teacher-led guided practice. Moving to the check portion of the lesson, for remote learning, the check section of the lesson may include digital non-graded checks for understanding or digital graded assignments such as assignments, tests, quizzes, and summary questions. For face-to-face learning, the check section of the lesson may include digital or non-digital checks for student understanding or graded assignments such as assignments, tests, quizzes, summary questions. Classes at our pre-K and elementary campuses will utilize online software to reinforce the content taught by the teacher. This software includes Waterford for our pre-K students, and students in kindergarten through 4th grade will utilize Education Galaxy, RASKiz, BrainPop, or Imagine Learning. For more information and help to guide your decision-making process, please check out the frequently asked questions documented on the Brenham ISD website for the most up-to-date information.